Hi, and welcome to the Health for Life podcast for those who want to build strong trucks and strong bodies. This is Kevin Muniz and Trisha Foley, your wellness team, bringing you practical tips and tricks to improve your health.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening in. We are in the middle of our biometric event and thought there is no better time than to talk about cholesterol and heart health since many of you are having your numbers checked.
Yes, so if you haven't gotten your health assessment completed yet, please take advantage of that. Our deadline to get the health assessment completed is October 15th, and our last day of screenings is going to be Thursday, October 14th. So, Trisha, can you talk a little bit about what cholesterol is and why knowing what your numbers are so important?
Yeah, sure. So, first things first, I think there's a misconception that cholesterol is all bad. And this is simply not true. So, we actually can't live without it. We just need to have the right amount. And of course, too much of the wrong kind or not enough of the right kind can certainly increase cardiovascular disease risk.
Oh, yes, that's a great point. So, can you provide a quick overview of what cholesterol is and why that's important?
Yeah, sure. So, cholesterol is a fat like waxy substance that helps your body make cell membranes and it produces hormones and it helps to make vitamin D. Specifically, it actually aids in production of sex hormones, building blocks for human tissues like our skin, and it assists in bile production in the liver.
Oh, so that really does sound very, very important. So, what happens if we have too much?
Yeah, too much of the wrong kind, or what you see on your results as LDL, or even more so the VLDL, which is very low density lipoprotein, can cause the wax to build up in the artery wall. If you think about a garden hose, if it were caked inside with a little bit of mud, it would definitely affect the water pressure. And so the same thing can happen with our arteries. Too much cholesterol can cause a caking in our arterial wall and it makes our blood pressure go up. So if the hose were to become completely blocked, you wouldn't have any water. And so for us, this would actually be the same. Our arteries can become completely blocked, and this can cause a heart attack or stroke, just depending on where it happens in the body.
Well, that's a great analogy for how cholesterol builds in the arterial walls. So, for LDL, you can think lousy to remember that too much is not good. What about the other type of cholesterol?
Yeah, there is another cholesterol called HDL or high density lipoprotein. And these guys are like the ambulance that comes to the rescue. They travel into the artery and collect some of that excess cholesterol that's building up and they take it back to the liver. So the higher is typically better, of course, within reason.
Yeah, so you think H for happy or healthy. And this is where exercise can really help too.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is one more that I wanted to mention. It's the triglycerides. And triglycerides are a type of fat found in your blood. When you eat, your body breaks down unused calories into triglycerides, and the triglycerides are stored in your fat cells. Later, hormones will release the triglycerides for energy in between meals. But if you're regularly eating too many calories and not burning them off, particularly from simple sugars, simple carbs, alcohol, juice, candy, then your triglycerides more than likely are going to go up.
Ooh, so what can be done to help keep these numbers at target?
Diet and exercise. Kevin, you knew I was going to say that. Why don't you go over that exercise piece?
Of course, I was just testing you there. So for the exercise piece, we're going to want to go with the American Heart Association recommended recommendations on 150 minutes of moderate intense physical activity and 2 days a week of resistance training. So we want to look forward to trying to get that 150 minutes of out of breath a week. And that doesn't all have to be done in one outing. We can look at 5 to 10 minute spurts of exercise, and those will add up throughout the week. So this is going to be one of those ways that we can raise that that happy, healthy cholesterol, and then lower the overall cholesterol. But
Yeah.
how does nutrition play into this?
Yeah, no, and I was just gonna say great tips, by the way, so thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, nutrition can definitely make a difference as well. So increasing the healthy fats and fiber are probably the best two approaches you can take to tackle cholesterol, specifically foods that you might find in the Mediterranean.
Oh, I like what I'm hearing there. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, sure. So if you're a fan of fish, getting fatty fish like salmon and halibut up to twice a week can actually boost your omega-3s or your healthy fats that can help with heart health. And don't worry if you're not a fish fan, there are other healthy fats like nuts and almonds. Walnuts are also fantastic. And cooking with olive oil or even breaking out the guacamole are great choices too.
Oh, this is making me hungry. What about fiber? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a great question. There are two types of fiber, soluble and insoluble. And although both are great for us, soluble tends to have a greater impact on lowering cholesterol. So think of foods like oatmeal, beans, and whole grains. Insoluble fiber is found mainly in your fruits and veggies. And we also have a great handout on the Mediterranean diet that we can link in our notes.
Yes, and I will make sure to get that link posted into the notes. So when you guys are listening online, you could just scroll down a little bit and we'll have that link right there for you. Also, make sure you head over to our biometric event to get your cholesterol checked. You can't tell if it's high, so it's super important to know your numbers. And you can earn an extra $50 if your cholesterol is within range. So that's an extra bonus. For questions about anything or you want to schedule an appointment, feel free to reach out to us at
tfoley@carehere.com.
or at kevin.muniz at consultant.volvo.com, and we will make sure to follow up with you. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.